What is going on, boys? Turbo Concept here, and today we're gonna be revisiting Forza Jules F1 2016 Hinwil Swiss Grand Prix. And this game was actually over 8 years old, especially 8 years and 2 days ago, because this is not an actual game review, because this game was full of the light tower and the lantern house, because it was actually made of fun and drift course as well, because a lot of features and a lot itself, because this game and this track has some lighthouse up here, because we got one podium over there, because if we're going to be driving with some cars, but I actually going to drive any of these manufacturers and F1 team. So if I'm going to be run, because I'm not running for just by some teams, and because running too, because actually it wasn't working anymore, because we just got for lots of F1 teams, because actually we're going to be driving with some F1 cars by itself, because it must be the last of its kind. And what on earth, because they look like the 2014 regulations since hybrid era on 2014, because how these car models look like 2014 as well, because we're going to be looking for some F1 teams if we're going to be choosing with some F1 teams, and there is no game pass by itself. So we got actually Mercedes Petronas GP, the Red Bull Infinity Racing, because there must be actually Red Bull Infinity Racing, Scuderia Ferrari 2016 as well, Williams Martini Racing, as I really love this because it's not actually this fastest, McLaren MP4 series, because this McLaren's does not look worth it as the 2014 and 2013 regulations as well. The Force India as well, because they are not looking as well, such as 2016 or 2014. We got Toro Rosso, the Lotus Renault GP as well, because it looks like 2014 regulations and everything is Lotus F1 cars. Then next is Sauber F1 team. And looks like we just got ourselves a Marussia, because everything just fall and apart, and we got ourselves a new Scuderia Ferrari 2015, and we got the Pagani Zonda. And looks like the Pagani Zonda Synchro, and we got ourselves Haas and two fake kind of drivers. It was Jaguar. And up there, because there's another one, because we're gonna be trying to play, and this is not going to be playing like this, and this is where we drift like somewhere. So we're gonna be choosing a Sauber F1 team, and I hope this works, because this thing does absolutely work, and the front wing has just gone missing as well. And when you think it sounds like impossible to drive, because if I'm trying a lot of F1 cars or something, maybe I should drive it for real. And I just keep on crashing and losing some rear wing. So I'm going for a fire emergency exit as well, because I need this car returned back into the pits, and I just lose the rear wing and the left tire as well. And we just jump out of it, and we just enter the emergency exit. That sounds like it's pretty hard to drive with all of these F1 cars except for 2017 F1 cars as well, because I'm going to be choosing a McLaren, because we're starting off a conditional lap time, and we just going to be some things is going to be much more harder than you think. And this corner right there is actually pretty nervous. And before, just without further ado, in the Outlap, because I'm really just trying to turn our just Formula 1 cars as well, because after an Outlap, we're going to complete one lap at a time. That really got hurt in last few corners, because we are starting for a lap times, because I locked up on the steering and we lost our front wing as well, because the 2016 F1 cars are way more harder to drive, and because the steering is absolutely locked, and we almost lost our rear wing. And because if I'm going for a exit jump, because I'm actually trying to do it so great, actually I'm feeling I'm taking a little bit damage as well, because I'm taking a good corners 250 kilometers an hour, and it looks like the turn is so perfect, and I'm just making ourselves a weird purpose, and we're gonna do the final turn as well, and I'm not going to shoot back into the pits. And we just failed one lap, and we're gonna be trying again, and I just even cut the corner, and looks like I'm drifting as well, and we just lost the front nose. So even we're going for emergency exit, I have to know. Since I put this car back in the pits, it's time to use the Williams thingy, because it wasn't actually quite a bit well because of the FW36, as well as known as the 2014, because I really wanted to drive this F1 car, because it really actually because I already know that I have to try to find our way for a better lap times, because I'm keep on losing the front wing and the rear wing as well, because we're gonna be driving a Williams, and looks like we're gonna be completing one lap. This will make a good run for Williams, because I just actually lose a front wing, because we're almost out of this world, and because of the steering was literally unstable, because I have to drift at this moment, because I really know about this, and I just almost cut the corner, and even I have to do so that I just going to be completing, and exactly as well, even I locked the steering up, and we just lost front and rear wing and the left tire as well. Looks like it's up to Red Bull now, and looks like we're gonna be doing a clean lap, so we're almost locked out of the brakes and lock on the steering as well, because I just hit the wall and almost nailed it inside of this track. And looks like we're taking corners, taking on the inside, taking on the outside, and overtake on the outside or inside as well. We're not going to lock up all the brakes up, and looks like I just completely survived, and we just almost lost the front wing, and it's just both of them. And this must be the tricky corner, and last two corners to go, and we just eventually cut that corner, and looks like we're gonna be finishing in somewhere time, and we just finished our lap, and this is a better place to good to go. I jump over the emergency exit because I just have a fatal crash, because I'm getting out of here, and I just going to be resetting for this character, and now it's all up to the Mercedes. There are two multiple teams to choose from. We got two Mercedes on this one, and one over there and right there, because this is the champions vehicles, because somewhere if I'm going to drive one Mercedes at the time, because we're going to be trying Nico Rosberg, which is the number 6 F1 car, which is the actual winner of the F1 2016 championship. And we're gonna be a good lap time for just only one lap to go. I almost lose the front wing because it's gonna be a good lap, so I'm going to take on easy in couple of laps, and we just almost lose our front wing as well, because I just need to survive a couple of more corners, and we just have eventually a bad luck for Mercedes, and for Mercedes it's gonna be a much more hard quick as fast as possible, so I need to get clean more corners before Lighthouse, and we just doing a perfect corner as well, and we didn't do a actual turn because of bad luck. And because I just have a mistake, and we just already lose our front wing for just penalty for that, and we just finish our lap itself. since I crashed the Mercedes, because looks like we're moving on because of the fatal accident by itself, because I just made a fatal mistake by myself, because looks like it's up to Ferrari, because looks like I'm going to be driving now. We're going to be driving as Sebastian Vettel or Kimi Raikkonen. Here comes the Ferrari, and looks like we're going to get ourselves for a good lap. So looks like we finished for our first corner as well. And looks like we're almost losing our rear wing as well, because I'm just making almost a mistake because we just lose the front wing. And because this is 1 second penalty, because very literally crashes and make a big mistakes before the satellite, and it just likely like a loud house, and we just finally turn ourselves and final corner as well, because we just failed for our first lap. So let me try again if we repair this F1 car by itself. We're doing this again, and I'm going not making mistakes because we are starting for a lap time, because no mistakes whatsoever, because I'm trying to talk all the way down into the finish, so I'm not going to be such a bad luck. And we just spin for our corner because I just pretty feel swear about this, and because I just kicked the wall, and we just hit the DRS mode and top speed before the lighthouse stop, and we just going to turn around, and we just having a good time because this lap was no perfect at all. And looks like we get onto the final turn and make ourselves into the finish for the long straight. Great job for me, because now it's time to switch teams for the new one.
Many minutes later.
After I failed so many laps because of mistaken, because I actually when things gone worse, because I feel a little bit stressful with this game, because this game was actually pretty good, because I'm going to give a good review as well, because I love doing super laps with this track for this whole situation at this, because I just feel a little bit awful, because I love Ferraris, because doing Ferraris are going to be such a grateful thing because of super laps, because we just actually survived with 5 laps with the Ferrari, or there's just actually the Haas Formula 1 as well, actually for 2017. Actually, this is a good review, because if I'm going to end this video, because the game link is in description below, because looks like we're going to be end this video right now. If you enjoyed this game, because thank you for watching and for all your support. And looks like I'm going back up into the roof, and looks like, and this feels much better that I'm going to do so. So I'm going to end this video right here. So right now, so which will be Super Concept will be signing off, and I'll talk to you all later.